Good morning, everybody. Rodney here, and I'm not quite set up yet, so bear with me. Won't take me too much longer. Oh, let's see. Let's see. We got AZ Jones Dude in the house. Good morning, David. We got Ben Cartwright. Good morning, Mela. Good morning, Teach. Good morning. And coming in all the way from the West Coast and probably going to be kind of quiet because most of his people are sleeping. We got Mr. Cadita. Good morning, Lance.
Good morning.
University of Washington.
Yeah, so Chris Hope and I need to make a bet on the Texas game. I am so glad that we're underdogs because we play better being underdogs.
So University of Washington and Texas are playing today?
Not today. They play a week from, I think they play New Year's Day. So in about a week, they play for the national championship.
Oh, cool.
The semifinals.
I would have rather it been OU, but hey, that's just me.
And I'm an OU fan as well. That would have been nice to have Washington and OU. I've got relatives in Oklahoma City.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I'm
do.
from Tulsa.
Okay, yeah. And in fact, I've got cousins that went to University of Oklahoma and nephews as well.
Awesome.
And, Norman and Oklahoma City are real close together. They're, 15-minute drive, if that?
If that, yeah. So I used to go up there all the time to go up to Tinker Air Force Base after I retired out of the Navy back in '92. I'd go up there to use the exchange.
Yes, I've been on that base many times with my dad because they lived in Moore, Oklahoma, and my mom and dad would go to the exchange to get their groceries.
Hey, Peter.
Morning, Rodney. Morning, Lance.
Good morning, Peter.
Let me turn that volume down a little bit. For some reason, it's awful loud today.
Hey, is mine loud?
It was, but I turned my volume down, and everybody was. My whole system was loud.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
but
so
anyway,
yeah.
I want to show you guys something. Well, actually, Lance has already seen it, but
Yeah, hi to everyone in chat. Merry Christmas to everyone.
But Lance hooked me up this morning. He took one of the photos that I did on my live stream, sunrise live stream this morning, and he enhanced it a bit.
Okay.
It looks really nice. I want to share that with everybody. Okay, window, there it is. And there it is. As I was coming down. Can I make that? How do I make that full screen? I'll make that full screen.
I particularly like the shadows in the water on the left-hand side. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pull out the fog as well.
The whole picture just looks awesome. And did you already send this to Mela?
I did not. I asked her for her email, but I don't know if she got back to me or not.
She mentioned something in the chat. I think she asked if you were on Facebook, and Mela, I know you're out there. He is on Facebook.
Yeah.
I have an issue. I am from Alabama, and my husband is from Michigan. This will be an interesting.
Yeah, You know, I'm sorry. If the Alabama coach has a month to prepare, it's going to be hard to beat Alabama. I say Alabama and Washington in the finals. That's my take on things.
Yes, Mela, I will do that. In fact, I will do that right now. Let me unshare this. But I just wanted to showcase this picture on how well it looked, at least in my opinion. I think you did a very good job, in Lance, and I appreciate you
Thank
doing
you.
that.
You bet. You
So
know, there's never the way to edit something in Photoshop, but this is the way that I saw that might work, and that's what I tell my kids. It's, hey, I'm going to show you the way I do it, but it's not the way. You know, you're going to
right.
figure out your best practices and come up with your final result.
So
But I
let me
wanted to
ask
pull.
you though, before I take it down, which one of those files did you use? Did you use the JPEG or the B? Was it BND
The DNG. So you
or DNG?
always, yeah, you always want to edit with the highest resolution image. So it's always good to shoot in DNG because you're going to be able to pull out more information once you get it in Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and get that, figure that kind of stuff out too. So anyway, all right. Well, let me. There was something I was going to do after I unshared this picture, and I forgot what it was. First, I got to find where my mouse is. There it is. So, all right. Let me acknowledge some people in the chats real quick. Let's see. We got Ben Cartwright. We got Mela. We got Teach. Good morning, Mr. Skyfly. Good morning. Dano, LB Drone. Good morning. Scott, Jackrabbit FPV is in the house. Mark Fisher's in the house. And Merry Christmas, everybody, by the way.
Hey.
So, unfortunately, this is going to be a short one today because I got a lot of stuff to do and stuff like that. And of course, there's never enough time to do it all, you know.
Oh.
But anyway,
Yeah, that was a nice sunrise you had this morning there.
it was a nice one.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised. And of course, one of the mornings I was sick, I did manage to be able to get up and look out the window. And of course, it was a really nice sunrise.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like the fire was on the sky and everything. And I'm like, wow, crazy. B-Rad in the house. So.
Yeah, that fog in the trees when you're coming down looked good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had, well, the one picture that I usually use for the live stream here for StreamYards, I took that was taken with my Phantom 4 Pro. I was doing a sunrise. I was coming down and the fog was such in a way and the shadows was in just such a way that I took that picture. And I kind of wished I had taken it in a more of a raw format like that. What do you call it?
DNG or
DNG.
raw, same thing.
Yeah, or raw. And so I could have maybe enhanced it a little bit. I'm not very well versed in how to color grade and stuff. I should learn. Yeah. So.
Morning, Ray Kelly.
Ray Kelly, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Ray. And Jack Rabbit's here. Scott's here too.
Brad?
Yeah.
Oh. Barry Markowitz, good morning and welcome. It's been a while since you've been in, brother.
Okay. That's a rugby team, is it? That one sounds like it's a rugby team.
So Lance, what you got going today?
I'm getting ready for Christmas. We are hosting probably about 25 relatives, and we normally do Easter, but we're doing Christmas this time because the family, my brother-in-law that usually does Christmas, just moved to a new house, so they're not quite ready. So we volunteered to do Christmas. So we are going to get the table set and all the, there's a really nice restaurant. If you're ever in Seattle, go to the Pink Door. It's an Italian restaurant, and we're going to do something a little less traditional and do their lasagna, which is awesome.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to order out and go get that downtown Seattle, bring it in, and all the relatives bring a dish, and it's always festive. How about yourself?
Well, I'm going to be taking some trash out, doing some shopping, doing some cleaning, and basically just mostly shopping and cleaning. But
Yeah.
I'll be doing that too. mostly cleaning.
yeah, cleaning never seems to end, does it?
No. How about you, Peter?
Well, for Christmas Day, I'm going to my sister's place. It'll only be a pretty small gathering this year because most of the family's sort of elsewhere. We had a family gathering a couple of weeks ago where all the kids were there and they got all their presents then. And so it'll probably only be 4 or 5 of us for Christmas Day. So it should be a nice relaxed day.
Yeah, on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, we just kind of relax around the house and eat French dip sandwiches all day long.
Ooh, I love French dip.
Man, that's horrible punishment. What did you do wrong?
I don't know, but it happened. I get punished every year, every Christmas.
Oh man, I hate it.
At least I'm.
Let me know if I can take your place once for you. I'm happy to do that for you.
Well, I'll let you know.
Right. Not that far.
Pink Door.
Not that far away for a friend,
And let me tell you, I don't know. I don't know how Valerie does it, but up until I started seeing her and we started dating and then we got married, I didn't care that much for French dip sandwiches.
Oh.
But I look forward to every Christmas because of that now.
There you go.
I don't know what she puts in it or what she does, but man, they are so good.
It's called magic.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So.
I must admit, I've never had a French dip sandwich.
You've never had a French dip sandwich?
It's a roast beef with au jus sauce. You probably had that, but not in sandwich form, I would imagine. But
possibly, yeah.
And then the sandwich is when I was in Australia, I didn't have anything like it, but it's a thick submarine type sandwich bun.
Okay.
So
it's called love.
It's called love. That's right,
Mike.
Another name for it. Yeah.
I got an invite to fly the Christmas illuminating. Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow, cool.
This should be very cool. So is it illuminating with drones or are they using some other, is this a laser show? What is this?
If it's what I think it is, I think it's like you drive through the Christmas decorations.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Dano.
Pretty cool. Lance, I don't know that I've ever seen you before. Welcome.
Hey, Dennis. Okay, yeah, I've been on several. First time on Rodney's stream, I'm sure. Hey, thank you very much for Christmas in the Caribbean. This is how I really look. Is my reading glasses. I've got to put my reading glasses on to sit at the computer, but nice that you saw me for the first time, because I request quite a few songs and get up rather early to listen to you. It's awesome.
Yes, it is. Over there in Seattle.
How far behind the East Coast are you in Seattle? How many hours?
3
hours.
Okay, yeah.
4 time zones in the United States.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Unless you count Hawaii.
Are you
And
2 hours or 3 hours, Dennis? Are you East Coast or are you Central?
I'm East Coast, yeah.
Okay. Because it kind of changes right after you, I think, doesn't it?
So somewhere in Alabama it changes, yeah. It's not very far into Alabama, then it changes, yeah. So I can get there in less than an hour.
Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to send this Mayla's address to Lance, and plus I'm attaching that picture from Mayla. All right, so I'm sending an email, Lance, to you and to Mayla.
Okay. And Mayla just sent me a friend request, and I just accepted. So.
Oh, good deal. Okay. And Mayla, the picture that Lance did is attached to the email. So. I didn't know which one of those pictures, the last 6 pictures I took, which one you would want to use, but I sent those. That's why I sent you those 6 pictures this morning.
Yeah,
One moment.
Used, I think the one that was ended in 21.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was the one that was underexposed.
Or the one of you maybe 30.
So anyway, so Peter, I mean, I always like to ask, you guys what you're going to be doing today, but I pretty much know what you're going to be doing every Saturday around this time.
Only for the next few hours. After that, I've got plenty of time to do whatever I like then. Got all the rest of the day to go.
So, Dennis, what you got planned for today?
I don't have plans for today. We're the only thing I know for sure is that I need to go to Publix and get some last minute items for the grocery store. For those who don't know Publix, and get some last minute items for Christmas. We're going to have Michael and Lulu are going, and Adrian will come here for Christmas.
Oh, okay, cool.
A little bit unusual. Usually we go there. I'm happy to have them here. So.
Awesome. Ooh. So I noticed earlier Barry was saying that he's been in Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay.
Wow.
And now he's in Salt Lake City visiting his kids. And then he's going to be returning home to Hawaii.
Okay, so Hawaii is home. I know you were in Hawaii for a long, long time, and then you weren't in Hawaii for a long, long time. So
yeah,
I never knew.
Which island, Barry?
I grabbed the wrong cup. This is hard to read, but it's very elegant. This says Northeast Drone Productions, Mindset of Hugeness, Matt Bump.
Okay.
Yeah, I got his cup. He said
Very elegant.
I do too.
Script, right?
Mug,
I have his cup.
Yeah,
which I really like. I like that.
yeah. I do. I like this one too. I thought I was grabbing the Rodney Bell cup, but sorry, Rodney, I'm cheating on you this time.
Well, that's all right, buddy. I come to expect it. You've done that several times over the last few months.
No. Maybe a couple of times over the last few years.
Barry lives in Oahu.
Oahu.
Yeah.
What about the lotto?
No,
Okay,
Barry
yeah.
lives in Oahu.
All right, Brad. You have a good day, brother. And y'all be safe out there. You and Mrs.
See you, Brad. I got
bye,
your
Brad.
message.
Enjoy your walk, Brad. I'm sure that's where you're headed.
I'm sure that it is. Yeah.
So
how about you, Rodney? What will you be doing?
well, Well, I'm gonna be doing some shopping, some cleaning, some trash taking out. Me and Colin are gonna get out and clean the trailer,
Nice.
clean out the trailer. That's where I tend to put all the stuff I don't want in the house. So now I'm gonna have to get rid of it. So I'd like to. I bought this trailer a few years ago because I'd come on some extra money and I had plans for it, and I still kind of have plans for it. It's just the execution of those plans. So
Gotcha.
that seems to be the problem. The fact of the matter is I'm just lazy.
Oh, is that what it is? All right then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Why do today that what you can put off till tomorrow? Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Why do today what you can put off till
That's
tomorrow,
right.
or even maybe next week, or the week after that?
That's
I
right.
don't know. I say never put off until tomorrow what you can put off until the day after tomorrow.
Yep.
But speaking of that, it's a little early to go shopping, right? It's only the 23rd. You said you're going shopping?
Well, yeah, but I need some needles for my insulin injections.
Okay. Buying for yourself. Yeah, you want to do that early.
I need to buy some bath soap so I don't stink so bad, and
Right. Gotcha.
and the wife needs me to buy some paper plates and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll do the Christmas shopping tomorrow around 11 p.m.
That's the 24th already. Hey, tomorrow's Christmas.
That's
yeah.
Tomorrow.
That's right.
That's right. It was Christmas tomorrow for you, huh?
That's right.
So when I do my live stream tomorrow, I'll have to say Merry Christmas to the Australians.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
No, because your sunrise stream is generally the moment's around about
That's
bit after 11, about 11:15, 11:20 p.m.
yeah. Okay.
So, be close, but not quite.
Well, we'll have to see what we can do to delay sunrise. Then.
Yeah, if you can do that, yep, no worries. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Right. No.
I finished all my Christmas shopping, so I got nothing really to do today. So I'll just take it easy.
No, a good deal.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's pretty much all my plan. I do need to make a stop by the church and download a PowerPoint from our visiting preacher. So.
You still have visiting preachers.
Yeah, and they're not even candidates. They're from our presbyter's church, and they send people in every now and then to help us out and anyway, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later more about
Sure.
it. But now it's not the time to talk about that kind of stuff.
Agreed.
But anyhow, that's pretty much all I've got planned today.
No flying today here, I think. Rain.
It's going to be the same here. We've got rain forecast to start tomorrow and pretty rainy and stormy Christmas Day too, so not going to be a good one.
Raining in Washington, how unusual.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to Washington without seeing some rain.
It's hard to do.
I went there for a 2-week training, and it rained every day but one in that 2 weeks that I was there for training at the sub base.
Must have been here in November.
Part of
Pretty close.
Washington is in the rainforest, is considered a rainforest, right? Or am I wrong about that?
No, you're correct.
Yeah.
Between Seattle and the coast is the rainforest. And that we get the weather from the west, and as soon as it hits the mountains up against Seattle, that's when we get the rain, because the clouds are too heavy to get over the mountains, so they they say. We're going to drop rain before we continue east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like an airplane drops fuel, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, my nephew lived in Seattle for a couple of years. He works for Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Oh.
over there for a couple of years, and now he's back here in Australia. So,
The Amazon started in Seattle, didn't it?
yeah, not sure.
Is that where it originated?
I believe so, yes.
Just like
Okay.
Starbucks?
I know
And
Starbucks.
the,
started
and,
it.
and the internet, right?
Yeah.
Or was that,
No. The internet started in Tennessee where
Al Gore.
Al Gore lived, yeah.
who?
Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Yeah, Al Gore. Yeah, the father of
I
the
thought he was visiting Seattle when he invented it.
Well, he may have. Yeah, well, maybe he did. Who knows?
Coming by Redmond and the Microsoft campus. You know, we've got Amazon, we've got Boeing, we've got Microsoft. So there's some pretty big companies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Microsoft is up there.
Yeah, I forgot that Boeing was up there too. That's where they started out.
Yeah, they kind of left. Chicago's probably maybe bigger than Seattle now at the Boeing stuff. I'm not sure though.
I saw a picture of the Boeing plant during World War II. They covered it with this camouflage that made it look like a housing area.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wonder if I can find that.
Probably pretty easy to find.
Yeah, Boeing came up in our newspaper quiz the other day. There was a question about which sort of aerospace manufacturers got the largest sort of enclosed building, and the answer to that was Boeing. Apparently, yeah, so must have a big establishment there. So, Dennis,
Yes, sir.
have you heard the latest song that the Beatles released
No.
just recently?
No.
Okay. Thought you might have been on top of that one, yeah.
Well, usually I would be. I don't
No,
know.
it's one that they got an original recording from John Lennon. He did an original recording of the song just with piano, and back in the I think late 70s or something. And,
Wow. They did that
Paul-
with. Go ahead.
and Paul and George and Ringo they got hold of it, and then they at that stage apparently the piano was way too loud to hear the voice properly, and Paul, George, and Ringo back in the 90s they actually recorded the tracks for it then, but they couldn't release it because they couldn't separate out the piano. But apparently the technology now exists and they've done that. Apparently that George Lucas guy did it.
Yeah, George Lucas did a lot of that with his Get Back
And it was released.
documentary. Yeah.
It was released just recently.
Yeah, Peter, that was like within the last month. I saw that on the news.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
the last couple of months. Yeah.
They were able to pull that technology out, like you said, the piano out of there and mix everything.
It's
Yeah, they did that.
It's
They
called
did
Now
that
and
kind
Then.
Sorry.
I'll just tell the name of it's Now and Then.
Now and Then. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because they did that with two other songs back when the Beatles anthology came out, which was, I don't know. My wife was here, so it was after 2000. But I'd say probably 2010 or so. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Now and Then. Seems to me it had the word rain in it.
Okay.
I don't recall.
That's
But yeah, I'll look it up.
It's quite a good
That's
song.
cool.
Got the typical Beatles sound to it. So
Yeah,
So-
Paul
there's-
McCartney teamed up with Jimmy Buffett on Jimmy's last album that they just released. And McCartney has a couple duos with him on that album.
Wow. He's 81.
Yeah, can you believe it? Him and Ringo Starr both still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry, I think you could be right there. Barry was saying, is it true that Dennis was the original drummer for the Beatles before he quit to become a ukulele master?
Yeah, right.
Could be.
He was the fifth Beatle.
Yeah. Fifth after Neil Aspinall. Not Neil. What was his name? The guy who substituted for him.
The drummer.
Yeah, substituted for Ringo when Ringo was sick. And they were in Australia, I think. Australia.
Is that someone Pete Best or someone like that?
No, Pete Best was the first drummer,
Was he? Okay.
but that was just before the Beatles became
Oh,
famous.
And I'm trying to think who that was.
Hello, Johnny Drumflyer.
Yeah, I used to know all of this stuff. I was a huge Beatles nut. But
It was also
that was a long time ago.
also about a 12 or 15-minute documentary on the YouTube on how they did that song, and
yeah,
they've got a big sort of string section in it too, and they recorded all the strings without all the people knowing what the song was going to be. So they just had them record all the strings bits, and they didn't know what song it was going into. But that all came together well in the end.
yeah.
So Rodney, that was Boeing you showed us a minute ago, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I missed
We
that.
were talking all over
I
you.
waited till you guys were finished with your conversation. It's not a big deal. But yeah, that's
Okay.
it right there. Though from the air, it looks a little weird, doesn't it?
It does look like it doesn't belong, but it does not look like a factory. So
No, that's right.
Right.
interesting. Now, how did they pull that off?
Good
Is that
question.
is that like a net? I can't imagine a net that big, but
Aye.
hey,
It's
know.
it's probably a bunch of nets. I would guess. Yeah, I would guess it was probably a bunch of nets that were fastened together and stretched over the building.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Cops
I
that
always
area
thought
said,
that was an interesting bit of trivia right there.
yeah, cops
Yeah.
that area were saying that runway in the background could have been a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing too. Now, why would they put a housing area in the middle of an airport?
That's right.
Well, clearly they didn't do it to fool people who were thinking. But anyway, that seems kind of silly actually when you think about it. I'm sure that that nobody would have been sent over here to destroy something they didn't already have full information about.
Mm.
I'm not sure how effective a camouflage would have been.
Well, apparently it's quite effective. They never got bombed.
Hey, there
Yeah,
is
true.
that. You know what? Neither did we. We somehow our
They
whole
put a
family.
big net over the entire United States,
That's what it is.
and we actually look like the moon. It's craziness of the times, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I saw when I opened up StreamYards this morning, they're going to have a couple of new things coming up.
Oh yeah, new
Yeah,
features.
now you can stream to
Yeah,
Instagram.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can stream to Instagram now. And there was something else, and I don't remember exactly what it is.
Mhm.
Mayla, you have a good day.
See you, Mela.
Yeah. Bye, Marla.
Obesity making cookies. I want some.
That's what Christmas is all about.
That's right.
Ben T, good morning.
Hey, Ben T.
And good morning, grandkids. It says, good morning, guys, from Ben T
Hey.
and the grandkids.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Johnny Drone Flyers in the house.
Hey, Johnny. So, does anybody happen to know what song Mark Fisher was requesting that I was completely ignoring him today?
No.
Where he
No.
says, okay, just curious.
Well, I think he's here in the chat. Maybe he'll put it in there.
Yeah. Well, if in case he is in the chat, and for anyone else who wants to know, when I'm watching the chats while I'm doing my live stream and asking for requests and so on, I am filtering all the messages that I see. If they don't have the word request on them, I don't see them.
Really?
And Mark, if you felt like I was ignoring you, I apologize. So, but that would be the reason why. It's the only reason I can come up with. But it's software that I wrote, so it's imperfect. And perhaps there's a filter saying I want to see everything except EM Drone 1.
No, I believe that just applies to me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, EM Drone 1 and Rodney Bell.
So, because I made several requests this morning too.
Did you?
Yeah. In my mind.
Don't do that to me. Start worrying me.
Sorry.
But he kept
Not really.
he kept on playing his ukulele and singing despite your wishes, Rodney.
Uh-oh. Johnny Drone Flyer been flying some acro.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, he and I talked the other day. Oh, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that he didn't like the sim. I haven't even tried yet. In fact, I don't even own the sticks, but I like the wand for the Avata right now. But he thought I'm not gonna use the sim, and it sounds like he just said, "Hey, I'm gonna take it out in the backyard and just try it." And sounds like he's gotten pretty good at it. For a newbie. I mean, heck, it's not easy to do.
No, it my FPV experience, I started out and it took me 3 months to get to where I could even just fly it right, But and then it's something that you just got to stick with and get the memory.
That muscle memory and the stick time, just
yeah. And in some cases, timing has a lot to do with it too. Now when I fly, I get crazy sometimes.
You do. You fly through that sign by the church.
Well, yeah.
Most of the
Open it up.
time, yeah.
But I got to post some video sometime where I'm flying one of my baby hawks. I think it was the Ollie Hawk. I was flying it, man. I was doing some crazy stuff. I was going in and out of the gazebo. And crazy. Life's a hobby. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, life's a hobby.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Johnny says the sim sucks. I'm not sure those were the words he used with me when we were talking on the phone.
Well, I
And
used
some don't.
I used the simulator some.
Yeah.
And I mostly did it with just getting out there and flying, because I mean I was in a position where I could go fly every day, and I pretty much did, you know. And after about 3 months, I finally got to where, once I figured out how to hover the drone, from there it just became easier and easier. I mean, I still crashed a lot, but not. At least I was flying it instead of going. Even did that a couple of times.
You know, and some people learn different ways. I mean, I think Hot Rod, he says use the sim. You're gonna, and he just started flying acro, and he's gotten pretty good. It sounds like, but he would use the sim, and that's what made him a better flyer.
Yeah.
Johnny tried and just said, nope, I don't like it. I'm gonna go out in the backyard and crash.
Well, see, that's the way. That's pretty much how I learned. Is I tried the simulator. I tried doing it, but there were, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just didn't feel like, I wasn't comfortable with it. I felt better going out and flying and crashing my drone and learning that way. And it paid off. It paid off. But you're right, Lance. There are a lot of people that I've talked to that started off just doing simulator. Remember, Dennis, you might remember Mark. He was with on Rogers channel a lot.
Oh, Centroid?
Centroid, yeah, Centroid.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he started out. He just sat down at the simulator and just got on it and worked up the memory muscle, or muscle memory, and then he went out and started flying, and that's great. Like I said, some people it works for them, some people it don't. For me, it didn't.
Yeah.
So
to answer your question, no, I don't remember Centroid at all.
World record for crashing 2 weeks ago. I could not fly more than a minute.
Oh, that's
That
okay.
sounds like me back when I was starting. Miko Ghost, the old codger. Dean, good morning.
Hey, Dean.
Yeah. Morning, Dean.
Mr. Crowley, good morning. Yeah, the cat's demanding some attention here.
Cat was looking around for some kind of trouble to get into to get your attention, I think.
We got 3 cats in the house and a dog. And between all the cats wanting attention, it's hilarious to watch.
Hi, Charlie Dronesaki.
Yeah, Charlie Dronesaki's in the house. So I guess when Drone Bum moves to North Carolina, I guess old Charlie's going to be the start off on Sunday mornings.
Handing the reins to Charlie.
Yeah,
Well, Charlie's been an apprentice for a long time.
Yep, he has. He should have it down pat.
I didn't know Drone Bum was moving.
Yeah, he's retired, I guess. I hope he
Okay.
doesn't mind me talking about this. But he just recently retired, and
Oh, good.
they're gonna pack up and move down to North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
It's been a 14+ hour drive for me to get to his house, and now it's going to be about half that. So that's.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not as far for me to drive, but I did not ever want to drive in that New York traffic. I've driven in New York traffic before, and it's not fun.
Yeah. Well, it's worth it for some people.
Well, I see. If I was going to go up there, I would have just flown, because JFK is not too far from his house.
Yeah.
So I would have just flown.
There's also an airport there.
Yep. There is several of them, actually, and a couple in New Jersey across the bay, across the river.
We're getting a new airport in Sydney. That's sort of well under construction at the moment.
I was shocked that, that's pretty much the main airport for Australia, right? Sydney.
It's the biggest one. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
When I was leaving there, I had, I think, a 6:30 a.m. flight to come back to the United States, and the airport opens at 6 o'clock.
that's right. Yeah, it closes at 11 p.m. and opens at 6. Yeah.
I was shocked.
Wow.
In fact, I was watching a live stream from there tonight, actually, before I came on here. This guy up there that live streams, and it closes at 11 o'clock because apparently we're situated as close to the residential area.
Yeah.
And in any planes that do happen to take off after 11 o'clock have to take off in a southerly direction, so they go out over the water rather than over the houses.
Right.
So.
But I got there at 4 something a.m. because I had, like I said, I had an international flight at 6:30, and you got to wait an hour and a half before we're going to open our doors. Oh, really?
Wow. But was it, I mean, do they have as tight a security as we have here?
Well, you couldn't get in. Are you talking about when you go through the security line, the TSA security line?
Yeah.
It's all the same, but it was very quick because they're not that busy at that time of the day. It goes hand in hand with how busy they are, but it just surprised me, and I could have had another hour of sleep,
Well, it just seems kind of strange that they open their doors half an hour before a flight takes off.
Well, there were other flights that were before mine, international.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the terminals would open, I think, before 6. So they have to, if they had planes leaving at 6, they'd have to get the people in there well before that. So
I think one of the persons that was there that I was talking about, I don't remember details that well anymore, but it seems like one of them was a 6:15 flight or something like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, to get to my gate, I probably, from the time I entered the airport until the time I was at my gate, was probably like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just zoomed right through because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we get a lot of international flights come here to Melbourne as well, and in Brisbane too. Get a lot of international flights.
Yeah.
And some over in Perth too, the other side of Australia, Western Australia.
Yeah.
Well,
this new airport they're building, I think it'll be a 24-hour one because that's a fair way out west of Sydney, on the outer edge of Sydney on the western side. So I think that'll be 24 hours.
Oh, I see why they close at 11 and open, because they're in a residential area.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But that just surprised me, being the primary airport for the country, and oh well.
Yeah.
It worked out, it was not a problem. Not at all.
Well, I think Tulsa International Airport is actually kind of like that. They open at a certain time and close at a certain time, and there's no flights in or out after a certain time.
Yeah.
Sounds like Rarotonga every Sunday and Thursday. We back in the day, my wife and I took a trip down there, and we flew in on a Sunday. The luggage did not arrive. Guess what? We were naked on the island until Thursday.
Oh,
when
my
another
goodness
plane
gracious.
landed with our luggage.
Jim Stroning, good morning. Andrew,
Hey,
good
Jim
morning.
Stroning.
Yeah, morning, Jim.
Andrew. Oh, I'm in do not disturb mode. That's what's going on.
The M Drone 1, he doesn't crash, he just lands hard. No. But I remember flying into Dallas Love Field one time.
Yeah.
I was going to my grandma Bell's funeral, and I got in there late at night and didn't have anywhere to go, and there were no flights out until that next morning. Because Dallas Love Field is right in the middle of almost downtown Dallas, almost.
Right. Yeah.
Not quite, but close. But definitely in near a residential area. So I had to sit there for like 3 or 4 hours because my flight left out of San Diego at around 10 in the evening. Got to Dallas probably around 2 or 3.
Oh my.
And then had to wait till like 6, I think, a little after 6, that my flight to Oklahoma City was scheduled. And then caught that flight. Man, I was one tired puppy because I just couldn't sleep in an airport.
No, I have no problem. My head hits a pillow, I'm gone.
That's me too. I sleep on an airplane. In fact, I'm usually
Yeah.
asleep before the plane takes off.
And me too. Yeah.
Depends
And
on
my
how
wife
tired
is
I
like
am,
this.
if I can sleep on an airplane or not. Most of the time I can. I have no problems because I usually get my flights out early in the morning, like most of the time around 6.
Yeah.
So I'm always up around 3 or 4 to get to the airport, right? So I have no problem sleeping on a plane then. But if I catch a plane any other time after, other than early in the morning, I just can't sleep.
Huh.
Too much noise. I got to be real tired. I remember when I came home from Japan. First off, that was a very long flight coming from Japan.
Yeah, that's
And I lived the 8th of August, or no, the 7th of August over again. They say you can never go back and live a day over. I did. But, well, when you cross the international date line,
That's right.
left Tokyo at 3:50 in the afternoon on the 7th of August and arrived in San Francisco, California at 8 a.m. the 7th of August. So there you go. Anyway, I was tired. I slept. I had to go from San Francisco to L.A. to catch a flight to Oklahoma. Why I couldn't get a flight out of San Francisco to Oklahoma, I don't know. But anyway, I had to go to L.A. And then when we left L.A., I had a whole row of seats to myself, so I laid down and was sleeping. And the stewardess would come by and wake me up and ask me if I wanted something to drink. And then she brought my meal to me and woke me up. I thought I don't want it. She goes, well, you need to eat, like, whatever. So I sat there and picked at the food for a while. And you know what? It was lasagna, which I really love lasagna. And it wasn't bad.
even airplane lasagna.
Huh?
Even airplane lasagna.
Even airplane lasagna. But this was back when they really had good food.
Yeah, I was thinking that'd be $100 meal now.
In the 70s, this was mid 70s when this was happening. And you had a full course dinner. You had your entree, you had your salad, you had your dessert, you had little bitty salt and pepper shakers. And this was tourist class. This wasn't even first class. I can only imagine what first class was getting.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the change. That waitress was saying, well, you need to eat. And now the airline say, you don't need to eat.
So, I mean, and but that was the longest day in my entire life. Was that?
Yeah.
And then when I got to Oklahoma, I couldn't go back. I couldn't sleep. I was up all night.
Yeah.
Me and my brother and a friend of his, we went out. My mom lived in some apartment buildings, and we went out to the swimming pool, and this was like at midnight. And we're out there in the pool trying to be quiet, and pretty soon this car comes pulling up, and we're like hiding. I'm down like this, holding my head just below the lip of the pool. So it's because we knew it was a police officer, and the police officer gets out of his car and he goes, "I can see you." And my brother, he pops up. He goes, "Oh, you can?" He goes, "I can now." So I get up and he goes, "What are you boys doing?" I said, I just got back from Japan. I'm in the Navy. I was stationed in Japan. Just got home. I'm on, PCS orders and stuff. And I couldn't sleep, so we thought we'd come out to the pool. He goes, "Well, I'm not going to do anything to you. Just keep the noise down. We've had a complaint." And I said, "Okay, we'll do that." And after he left, we got out. So all the fun is gone now. Frank Rizzo, Jody, good morning. But yeah, that was the longest flight I ever had. Was that day, 7th of August, 1975.
Yeah, longest flight I've ever been on was 12 hours. That was back in 2001 when I went down to sightseeing flight down to Antarctica and back. That was 12 hours non-stop, that one.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that the flight from Tokyo, I think, was actually, it seemed like it was like 16 hours.
Wow. Nonstop from Atlanta to Tokyo is 13 hours.
Yeah.
Delta 56 flies direct to Tokyo and 55 from Tokyo to Narita. But now Narita is not the main international airport anymore. It's, what is that? Harenda? Harenda, I think.
Yeah, because it's only actually 4 hours from Melbourne to reach Antarctica on the plane. It's only a 4-hour flight to get there, but then they fly around for about 4 hours and then come back again. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I just realized.
If you were to fly from where you're at, Peter, to say where Matt lives, Brisbane, how long would it take you to fly there?
I think it's around about 3 hours or so, 3 and a bit hours.
Really?
Yeah. Sydney's only a bit over an hour, I think, to Sydney, and it's
okay.
Yeah, probably up around 3 hours, getting up towards 3 hours, non-stop.
Most restaurants, they'll make crappy lasagna, no meat, no cheese, just sauce. That's not lasagna.
No, that's sauce.
So like about Seattle to San Diego is about 3 hours, just under.
Yep. I've caught flights out of Richmond going to DFW, or not DFW, but Love Field, and it may take 2 hours max. But if I fly out of like BWI to Love Field, sometimes it takes almost 2.5 to 3 hours. And I just don't understand that. It just doesn't seem
Well, it depends on what route they take, I guess.
I guess, yeah. Because I know some planes, like the last time I was on a plane out of Baltimore, it actually went east. Well, sort of. I'm not sorry, not east, but west. It went west, slightly to the south, and then it turned down and went to Dallas.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, they fly the direction they're routed, and usually there are things, at ground level that need to be avoided, whether it's high population areas or
I suppose.
Quite often the wind
Air Force
direction too.
test sites or whatever.
The wind directions too will make a big influence
They
on,
will.
on the route they have to take, whether they've got to come in from land in one direction or the opposite direction. Then they've got to take a different route to get there.
I used to work for Bindley Western Drug, and we had our own Cessna Citation jet, and we could usually fly between Indianapolis and Houston, and I don't remember anymore, but just a small number of hours, and it was nonstop, of course. But one time we got a headwind, and it took us, I think, 6 hours, and we had to make a stop in Shreveport, Louisiana. I mean, that was a serious headwind. We called that thing the Bindley Rocket. That was the airplane.
I was looking at this flight to go to Orlando for the South Florida drone meetup.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this one flight, and I said, okay, it leaves at the time I want, but it was a 7-hour flight. I'm like, to Orlando?
You stopped somewhere, right?
Oh, you got to leave, Lance?
No, I'm saying bye to Copper State. Sorry.
Okay.
See you, Mike. Take care, Mike.
Mike, you have a good one. Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas.
So, and I'm like, why is it 7 hours? Well, it turns out that I would have had to fly from Richmond to Midway in Chicago, and then from Midway to Orlando.
Weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Good morning.
Ron.
Glad you finally woke up.
Oh, I've been up for 2 or 3 hours.
Uh,
It's 8 o'clock? Yeah, 8:15 here.
Merry Christmas, Bent Rail.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Monroe.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I like lots of meat with my lasagna too. So, Ron, how you doing, man?
Busy. I'm gonna go out and finish up the pine needles in my front yard today. I went out and bought an industrial strength leaf blower yesterday. Apparently, the guy at the store told me it'll blow rocks across the street at your neighbors.
Well, don't fire it up until you show us the deer.
Yeah. That part of Brutus came home.
Part of who came home?
Brutus the bear.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
wow.
Yep.
They really cleaned that up nicely, didn't they?
Yeah.
Still
Wow.
needs a bit of work though.
Yeah. Just a tad.
Yeah.
So you named him Brutus.
Brutus, yes.
Brutus the bear.
Mhm. He'll be right in there with Elvis, Victor, Matthew. There's Michael, Andrew. Trying to think who else is in here. Yeah.
Cool.
Curly, Larry, and Mo. Are they in there?
So how's Don? Is it Don? Your friend?
I ran him to the emergency room last night.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so just a long story short, I think he's coming at the end stage of COPD. So the emergency room physician, she obviously, when she saw me walking in, was like, Ron, what are you doing here? I'm like, so I gave her the full history, and he would not go by ambulance, but his visiting nurse was there. I was 60, 70 miles away.
Wow.
She calls me and said, Ron, he needs to go. He's agreeing to go, but he won't go in an ambulance, but he'll go with you. So, a little dramatic. I'm kind of hauling butt. I was over in the town of Gillette where I work, over there shopping and wanting to buy the lead blower. So raced like nearly 70 miles, got him, and get him over there. We were there for God knows how many hours. But the doctor talked to him, and then she pulled me out in the hallway and talked to me a little bit. Because she knows, like, Ron, I'm not going to, blow skirt up or smoke up your skirt, but this is what I think's going on based on the CT scans of his chest versus previous ones from a year or two ago. So I got to call his daughter today and have a little discussion with her. I ain't going to be fun, but
you that.
It's not been a fun month. So I've had a few curveballs hit me, but I'll go burn off some frustration with 50. I forget how many cc's that thing has, and I'm going to rave havoc out in the front yard. Look out, I'm coming.
I can just see you out there with that leaf blower throwing rocks at your neighbors.
Oh, yeah. Got like this, it's like a backpack and big long thing and a trigger, and oh, yeah. I'm going to look badass out there. Don't mess with me. But, the funny thing is I have a leaf blower. I've had that thing. And from a mechanical standpoint, I cannot explain this. I mean, technically, when you think about doing maintenance on any engine, but in the last 20 years, I have not changed the spark plug on that leaf blower. And at this point, I refuse to. Because I have a funny feeling if I change and put like a new plug in it or try to do a tune-up, it ain't going to start anymore. It starts religiously on the third pull every time.
Does it? Well, like I always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know. So it's like, but it just doesn't have the power that I need it to. So
sounds like my lawnmower.
Yeah. Yep. And a totally unrelated issue I'm convinced of it. I got to go out and crawl onto the porch and inspect it. I think I've got a lion that's trying to den underneath my porch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we got to address that. Because now that it's, last week or so, 2 weeks, we've been getting a lot of like freezing fog. And you go outside and the car's got like 6 inches of ice on it. So I've been putting it in the garage. Normally I park it right outside the front door, but I don't want to be out there defrosting for 20 minutes. So I've got to walk 15 yards down to the garage, get into a nice warm car. But I also don't want to be met by unfriendlies at 5 a.m. when it's still dark.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've been walking down with the pistol, and in hand.
Well, are there other people having that problem?
No. Ralph, the outfitter I work for, Ralph's only 15 minutes away from me, but I was up at his house the other day, and his older lady that lives about a half a mile away from him called him in a panic the other morning at 6 a.m. She goes, "Ralph, there's a big giant cat on my front porch." Sure enough, he went up there. It was a big lion. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my.
Yep. So.
Oh my.
They're around.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you better nip that in the bud, man.
And I'm going to call the game warden to find out, what's my rights. I obviously believe it best to be tried by 12 than carried by 6, but I'm going to find out, I have a tag. I just don't know if I can shoot him here in my property. And then I don't give a crap about what the city says about discharging a firearm here.
I guarantee you, I don't care what the law would be. If my life's in danger, one of us is going to go, and it's not going to be me.
Yeah. Like I said, best to be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if you do crawl under there and you suspect there's a lion, man, you better wear some kind of protection, like neck guard and everything.
Yeah, I mean, my back porch, back deck, I just recently this summer to keep the darn deer out of there. I put braces, around the porch, but it's not enough to keep a line out. But something has been digging under there,
Oh boy.
burrowing, almost making like a, I don't know what you would call it.
Oh, so this is not under your house?
No, it's just under the porch.
Oh, just under the porch. Okay, okay.
So it's kind of camouflaged and covered in something that they would, consider hiding under. But yeah, it just, the funny thing, I was talking to my boss about that the other day. They're real strict on being tardy. They have a low tolerance for it, and you're allowed, I think, 5 times a year. I asked them. I said, "Have you ever gotten the phone call that, hey, I'm going to be late for work. I've been attacked by a mountain lion?" He goes, "No, I haven't gotten that phone call." But,
You're giving it away now, Ron.
yeah.
Well, let's hope you won't be the first.
Well, the funny thing is, he would be the most compassionate person to understand that, because he's hunted in Africa, and he got ambushed by a leopard and attacked.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yep.
There we go again.
Yeah.
Lions and tigers and leopards and bears. Oh my.
Yeah, that's one thing about living out in the Midwest. Got a few things you got to kind of watch out for.
Yeah. Well, I was watching something on TV a few years ago that in the LA Basin area that they were having a problem with mountain lions coming down into the city.
Yeah.
And they had a video of this mountain lion walking down the road.
Yeah. They
in a residential area.
The problem, and we're having that here too, where they're starting to come into town. Over in Rapid City, they've had 2 episodes in the last year of them coming right in the middle of town, crossing busy highway traffic, and that's the thing, that the food source in the woods is not good, so they're looking elsewhere. And we had one at the lodge 3 years ago. I remember I was walking out of the barn, and I'm walking up the driveway, which is about 30, 40 yards from the house, and I see the one 4-year-old grandkid coming out of the front door. Off to my left, I see a vehicle coming in, and it was one of our hunters in his private vehicle. And all of a sudden, he steps on the gas and just lays on the horn. I'm like, what in the heck's going on? Well, here I get up to the house. What he witnessed from his viewpoint was he was coming towards the front of the house facing west. He could see on his left side, 12:30 in the afternoon, there was a lion sitting outside the lodge. And Ralph thinks that where the height of the windows are, it's either he saw his reflection or he could see the deer on the wall, inside the lodge. Well, the 4-year-old was coming around the corner of the house, right towards the lawn. I just saw the tail going. But I'm like, holy crap.
Oh my.
And then for the next 4 or 5 nights, he has a lion dog. I forget what type of, it's like some kind of a coon dog or something, but that thing was just howling for 4, 5, 6 nights in a row. So that said that lion was kind of sticking around.
I had a friend when I was in high school, believe it or not. Anyway, he had I think the kind of dog was called a Rama-Reimer or something very close to that. And that was a Russian lion hunting dog.
I think, I remember hearing about them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta take a look at the weather today. think they're talking about freezing rain late this afternoon into this evening. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to head to work today. I don't work till tomorrow morning, but I don't want to. Where I'm going tomorrow is one of our satellite stations, and it's about 45 minutes south of the city of Gillette. And Highway 59 apparently is ranked up there as one of the top 5 or top 10 dangerous highways.
I need to put the
I hear Mama in the background there, Dennis.
Yeah.
Say hi to Mama.
Ron says hello.
oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Merry Christmas.
With this. Oh, hello.
I said Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to end this. I got to get busy.
No,
So
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, Rodney. Well, thanks for having us on. You stayed on longer than I expected, so that's cool.
yeah, I just
Thanks.
happened to look up and see what time it was. I'm like, well, this is a little bit longer than I wanted to be on, but hey,
Oops.
we were having fun.
Yeah, we were having fun.
And Dennis, hey,
And
thanks a
Ron
lot
had
for
just
everything you
come
do.
on, and I didn't want to end it too soon because I didn't want him to think, that just because he came on, we were ending.
Probably what
Yeah, you don't want him to know that.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't want him to know that, but
Right.
even in actuality, that's what it is. But
But don't tell him. What were you saying, Lance?
but don't tell him.
Oh, and Dennis, hey, thanks for the Saturdays and Sundays. I appreciate that. And Rodney, same with you guys. Merry Christmas to everyone. Enjoy your Monday.
Merry Christmas to you too. And I love what
Yeah,
I
Merry
do.
Christmas.
So
Yeah.
see
Merry
ya.
Christmas, Lance.
Yeah.
And you have a good
Thank all you
day.
guys. And Peter, yeah, what's today? You're 24th.
It's
Right?
Christmas Eve where he is.
Yeah, 24th here. Yep.
Yeah. Well, very early Merry Christmas to you.
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What a-
Whoa. Really?
Wow, this is
You're quite a trooper, Peter.
you
Oh, that's
are.
right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go. So
Okay.
you guys take care.
Bye, Dennis.
All right,
Merry
bye-bye.
Christmas.
Lance, Ron, you guys take care. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah,
All right,
Merry
guys.
Christmas, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Rodney.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Do appreciate it. Sorry it ran a little bit longer. I know that in the winter times, the Saturday morning coffee with Rodney starts late, but that's only because of the sunrise. But it'll get better in the spring and summer. So, but anyway, Capture Live Connection. Hey, Stevie, how you doing, man? I'm glad I saw you before I left. Life's a hobby. Good morning. So I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, the Sunday Sunrise Crew, starting with Drone Bum and Charlie, Drone Psyche, and then coming to me here in Virginia, then the Dennis Lovelady, and then either Fly Natural and then Chris Hope or just Chris Hope. And then after Chris Hope, of course, will be Johnny Drone Flyer with Drones and Coffee. Again, have a great weekend. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk at you all later. Love y'all. Bye now.